private cases, these are all covered by authority from the owner. Okay? There's an authority pwede siya class. What if si Steven Plaza is konsyal? Kung pwede galit yung sulto? Kantilan, okay. Panangit, konsyal siya sa Kantilan class. Can he practice law at the same time? Lawyer siya? Yes. Does he need to secure authority from the government? The answer is no, because your authority is derived from the law, the local government code 1991. Automatic na. I have a lot of students, okay, na lawyer na konsyal sa ilang probinsya. And I think class and counselor karoon receive 70 to 90,000 per month. Then napakay private practice. And di ba, pag konsyal ka class, you only attend 4 times a month. Hearing, session lang eh. Paupa. So all the rest, you can practice your law. Pero kung politiko po ka, chances are malibre ng tanan. Di ba? But that is actually a lucrative government at the same time, private practice. Okay? Ano sa class, solicitation or acceptance of gifts. Basahan namin yung class, ha? Kanang gift, what if, for example, si Sam Acariola, from where are you? Tacloban. Si Sam is a, let's say ano siya, sa Tacloban, registrar of deeds. So, can she receive gifts? She cannot. Except what if kamo ngayon classmates, inatag mong gift. Let's say si Sam gitagawag of gift is Steph. Pwede ba? Pwede. Except where Steph has a transaction with the registry deeds. Dapat wala kayong transaction. Because otherwise, that might be instituted as corruption of public officer. So dapat wala yun. So kind of nominal gifts that can happen with them. Corrupt practices of public officers, gift giving, please read that, it might come out in the exam. Then causing injury, take note thus, an injury, manifest partiality, evident bad faith, gross and excusable negligence, unwarranted benefits, take note there of the operative words or the qualifying words, causing undue, manifest, evident, and gross and excusable. Okay? Just read those examples first. Okay, that ends chapter 4. Chapter 5. Very class, chapter 5, in look niya, I'm going to ask you from this. Threefold liability rule. It means, class, that a single act or omission by public officer can give rise to civil, administrative, and criminal liability. Now, maximum liability na siya. So, what if nakasala si Lorene? Doon na siya administrative case. Kailangan ba ang tulo i-file sa iya? Not necessarily. If there's only an administrative case, pwede di harataman. But can there be civil liability? Pwede. Can there be criminal liability? Pwede. But it is not mandatory that all three must be filed against them. But take note that they proceed independently of each other. In other words, class, can a prejudicial question, when you say that you cannot file a criminal case unless you settle that prejudicial question, it does not apply. Because they proceed independently of each other. What's the reason? Because these cases have different quantum of proof, right? Administrative, substantial evidence, civil preponderance of evidence, and criminal is guilty. So they proceed independently of each other, coming from just a single act or omission. What if you're dismissed, class? What's the effect on that administrative case? Okay, please read that. Okay, later we're going to talk about that so far as resignation is concerned. Arias doctrine. What if si Julia with letter D? Julia, from where are you? Zamboanga. Okay. Julia is a chief of office. So kung ang chief of office class, kasagaran yung they sign documents every day daghan kayo. And these documents are presented to her as prepared by her subordinates. Karon class, what if ang document na yung present siya is anomalous? Okay? And ang nagbuhat sa mga kalaki, ang nagbuhat sa pinuwang ang iyang mga staff, can she be charged in conspiracy with her staff? Not necessarily. Unless, of course, there's conspiracy. In other words, if Julia is in good faith, pag sign niya, she cannot be charged in conspiracy with her subordinates. But can she be charged with negligence? Yes. Okay. Panangit ka sa, si Julia, normally, panangit disbursing officer ka. Normally, you sign vouchers like 1,000 to 30,000 every day. Matter of routine. Kailangan yung permit. But what if ang disbursing voucher is now 50 million pesos. The Supreme Court said, that one, you need to think twice. You must review the documents because it is out of the ordinary. There is a good reason for you to think twice before acting seriously. Di ba, Labas? Ang rason kasi ng Dunay Arias doctrine that somehow release the superior officer from liability for conspiracies because exactly doon ang kay-staff. Diba? Para sila mag-prepare documents para if you're going to review each and every document presented to you, nag-staff pa ka, ikaw na lang 1,000. Diba? In other words, class, we recognize here division of labor and also delegation of functions. And these are actually sound practices of management prerogative. We follow? So take note of Arias doctrine. Ganun, nindot sa class. Doctrine of official immunity. Panangit si Zell is here. From Spain. Si Zell, class, is also, let's say si Zell is, municipal trial court judge. Current class, si Gia, si siya, nagsangka. You know what sangka? Okay? Fight for the punong barangay position. Pero Gio was proclaimed winner and siya says, I'm going to file a case against you, protest before Zell. Pero si Zell, when she reappreciated the balance by which of revision, ang netabo class, iyang isustain ang board of electoral board. So karon pili gihapon si siya. But now siya says, okay, judge, I'm going to bring this all the way up to the COMELEC, then the Supreme Court. Karon class, pagkapag sa COMELEC, ang COMELEC sustain Zell. Di follow, ikaw gihapon si COMELEC, hindi ka siya, si Gia ginagawa. But now, siya says, okay, I'm bringing this to the Supreme Court. Then suddenly, class, the Supreme Court says, mali sa electoral board, mali si COMELEC. Actually, who won is siya. So now, siya would say, okay, iba Judge Zell, inumbitaw ko sa iyo ang appreciation, but you insisted on the way you appreciated the ballot. So now, I actually spent 5 million bringing the case to the Supreme Court. And because it's no less than the Supreme Court that says, sayop ka, pay me back my 5 million. Can you do that? You cannot because of the doctrine of official immunity. In other words, if Zell, the judge, was in good faith in sustaining the appreciation of the ballots with the electoral board, she cannot be held liable for civil liability, because she's in good faith. In other words, class, kami public officers are clothed with the presumption of good faith and regularity in the performance of duties. They cannot be held civilly liable. Otherwise, class, kung doon na civil liability, kami mga public officers, especially chief of office, will not anymore decide. Mahanap na silang decide for fear of civil liability. So in other words, again, you cannot be held liable civilly for indemnity to third persons or as long as you're in good faith. Okay, another example I think is in the book. Doon na businessman class, doon na siya importation. Karon si Bureau of Customs said nga, okay, we cannot get released the importation because we still want to study whether that is prohibited importation or regulated importation. So karon ang nakita mo class was, the Bureau of Customs had to secure expert opinion from 2 government agencies. Pag-apagin sa ilang opinion class, probably too late, 6 months after, conflicting pa yun. So karon mo ati akong release si Bureau of Customs. Until naabot na ng 3 years class, ang importation sa businessman, wala release. But suddenly, after 3 years, the Bureau of Customs says, ay, pwede day, i-release na naman. But now the businessman says, it's too late in the day, I incurred serious business losses. So pay up for civil liability. Can they be held liable? The answer is no, because they were in good faith. They were just trying to be circumspect whether or not the importation is regulated or prohibited. They follow us? So for as long as you're in good faith, you cannot be held civilly liable. But, katong case na ito galing na kang Judge Zell, what if the Supreme Court said, Zell, okay, sa'yo yung ballot appreciation and you're actually ignorant of the law. Okay, so may yung Supreme Court, you're grossly ignorant of the law, can she be held administratively liable? Yes. So, di ba, libre siya sa civil liability, pero doon na siya administrative liability. Exactly why you say, there is that threefold liability rule. You can be convicted administratively, but not civilly, not criminally. Tulog. Follow? Okay. Then, parliamentary immunity. What if si Portia, from where are you, Portia? Leyte. Portia is a district rep of Leyte. Pero, ano siya class? Na, what's this? privilege speech in Congress. Ingon siya. Kani si Steph, Sam, Dinshin, Mills, Steph, Steven, Sean, Sha, GSL. Mga drug lords na sila sa lecture. So, ganong class, what if si Zell would say, nanong naman ko sa lista, I am in Spain the whole time. Okay, now, can you file a libel case against the district rep? The answer is no, because of parliamentary immunity. We follow class? But what if Portia, after that privileged speech, igawa siya sa Kongreso, isugat sa mga media, and di pagbutangan, Congressman o Congresswoman, hindi sila tumadap doon sa LinkedIn, then she says again, tapos sila, si Steph, si Sam, Dinshin, etc. That one, she's liable for libel because that is outside the Congress. The reason the class is because granting an interview is not her function. That is not legislative function. She can be held liable. You follow? Then, presidential immunity from suit. Okay? Nga naman class ng president di man mapailan ng kaso. It's because if the president is vulnerable to cases, she or he will be distracted or be detracted from performing presidential duties. Because sigurado yun na the president dagdag yun yung contract. Okay, so kung naging kaso file sa iya. But for as long as he or she is incumbent, you cannot file a case against her. You have to wait until she steps down. You follow? So karang class, the other question that hindi na lang hindi mapile ng kaso. Actually, pwede. If we include the president only as a nominal part. Like for example, si Herbie is a human rights lawyer. And now, ano siya, freedom of power from habeas corpus. Then yan din the military all the way up to the president as commander-in-chief. Can she do that? Yes, because the president is being treated as nominal party. In other words, the president need not even answer the complaint. You follow? Ang bawal is if the president is impeded as a real party interest, that he or she is compelled to answer, that cannot be allowed. But of course, the case of Cory Aquino before is likewise illustrated. Diba class? Isinenta ko. 1989, most serious coup d'etat attempt against Cory Aquino. I cannot forget because that was my birthday. Okay. Diya in class, wala pa niyang building eh. Diya sa may kiosk. Napagyan college ko. Sa upo siya may round tables, kalantay mo. Napay round tables ka ron? Napay round tables. Diyan na nag-standby because nag-coup-d'etat to, hapit yung mahaba ang administration ni Cory. But somehow she survived. But the following day, si Beltran, the columnist, wrote in Philippine Star in Siada, ay entitled as Cory hid under her bed at the height of the coup d'etat. In other words, ito siya, nahandog si Cory Aquino. The president cowered in fear. Itamog sa country, sa mga kanya. Di ba? And so Cory Aquino took offense the following day, nagpa-picture ko siya, halatan niya sa bedroom, ang iyang bed, yung isang powers. Okay, yung isa. Then ang title niya or caption is, Nowhere to Hide. Ingan ang tubag-tubag sa mga prior to social media. Pero, Beltran thought that that was the end of it. Pero he didn't know Cory actually filed a case against him for libel before the RTC. So, karon ingon si Beltran, Madam President, you cannot file a case against me. Otherwise, if you do that, you will be vulnerable to a counter suit from me, and that violates presidential immunity. Diba? But the Supreme Court said, pasabi si President because presidential immunity from suit is personal to the incumbent. If the President waives that, fine. Kung gusto siya kaso, pwede. Then she can actually waive the presidential immunity from suit. And so, class, what happened was, murag diya ka mag-appreciate sa beauty of presidential immunity from suit because what happened was, Cory Aquino voluntarily submitted to the jurisdiction of the RTC. Imagine, class, president ka, you went to the RTC, submitted yourself to the jurisdiction, and was subjected to cross-examination. Diba? Okay lang tag Supreme Court, at least to equal. But RTC, that was actually subjecting yourself to the indignity of the cross-examination. So, nahitabo ka sa cross-examination was this. I think 2 months prior sa kaso, si Laurel, the Vice President of Cory Aquino, and Cory had a falling out. But now, at that time, when si Cory, okay, nag-away mo ni Laurel, mag-away ka din President and Vice President. Para mag-away sila, Cory Aquino summoned the Yellow Army to Luneta. Okay? At the time, Cory Aquino was so famous for the right reasons. Okay? So, karon class,